Many domestic issues come and go, but healthcare usually keeps its place at the top of the list. The challenge for a growing segment of the population is getting access to good care. Today, there are a number of organizations and private interests helping to make more options available for more people.
In 1964, President Lyndon Johnson waged a war, but this war wasn't against another nation. This battle was right here on American soil. Boldly declaring an unconditional war on poverty, Johnson proposed the Economic Opportunity Act of 1964, making poverty a national concern and setting in motion a series of programs designed to reduce poverty rates and improve standards of living for America's poor. 45 years later, these programs still exist today.
The war on poverty was actually designed as both a response to the racial disparities that existed within the United States and to respond to the class disparities that existed in this country. And one of the things that Lyndon Johnson, I think a part of his genius, was to transform what was considered to be a racial conflict into a class conflict, because class conflicts can be addressed based on circumstances. Either you're making more than poverty or you're making less than poverty. You can directly address that. And so the war on poverty was designed in such a way that we could marshal resources at the public policy level, at the community level, at the private professional level, focus those resources together so that we could meet the needs of people in communities as they themselves constructed how they want their needs to be met.
As part of the initiative, about 1,600 community action agencies were formed to help poor and low-income people develop the skills needed to achieve and sustain self-sufficiency as individuals and within their communities. Today, the Community Action Network serves more than 16 million people and 3 million families each year, covering 96% of the nation's counties.
The war on poverty is actually built around community action agencies. These were entities built through the Economic Opportunity Act for the purpose of localizing the efforts to deal with the needs of the poor. So each county in the entire country, in every state there are 50 to 60 or so counties, each county has a community action agency or a bundle of counties work together to be a community action agency. And they design strategies to address the needs of the poor that are specific to the needs of those areas. So you have rural areas that have much different programs from semi-suburban areas as opposed to urban areas around the country. And what it did is it enrolled the low-income people themselves in structuring what needed to be developed to meet their needs.
In Buffalo, the third poorest city in the nation, the Community Action Agency of Erie County serves nearly 11,000 families and 35,000 individuals each year. Addressing needs at every stage of the life continuum, it operates more than 50 programs for children, adults, and seniors, including employment and training programs, housing assistance, family counseling, substance abuse services, and community development. For Buffalo's growing low-income population, the CAO of Erie County is a lifeline and a way to help them move towards self-sufficiency.
Now, the CAO strategy for meeting the needs of the poor revolve around neighborhood stabilization, turning neighborhoods into places where there are opportunities that would exist in suburban communities where people have the ability to underwrite those opportunities with their own resources. We're able to use the resources of the Community Action Agency movement to build those access points in those communities. So we have access to employment opportunities, we have access to housing, access to primary care, access to educational supports, a whole range of things that are designed to meet the specific needs of people in these low-income communities. And so our structure really makes it possible for us to design initiatives that respond to the things that the people in those neighborhoods say they want responded to. So that way we get buy-in from the people in the communities. It doesn't make sense to design services that people don't actually want. And this allows us to be able to make sure that what we're doing aligns with the interests and the desires of the people in the communities that we serve.
Believing that families are a community's most valuable asset, programs for children are a driving force at the CAO of Erie County. Its Head Start and Early Head Start programs are the largest early childhood services operating in New York State outside of New York City, delivering assistance at 34 locations throughout Erie County.
The Community Action Organization Head Start Early Head Start program provides exemplary comprehensive services to children and families and cooperative, collaborative, and nurturing environments with dedicated, competent, and qualified staff and community partners as we help our families move towards self-sufficiency. We provide an educational opportunity for every child who comes into this program, and we wrap services around those families in an integrated approach. Our families depend heavily on the program. To not have Head Start, early Head Start services, a number of our children wouldn't get nutritious meals. We advocate for those families who may be having domestic violence issues, substance abuse issues. Where would they go? We work through the Community Action Organization, which is our parent, our grantee, and we provide a myriad of those services. We have a food pantry, we have a clothing pantry, we have a drug abuse program, and so any of those departments we refer our families to who can help and assist those families to gain services.
This is my fourth child in Head Start. I have a 23 and a 21 and a 5-year-old who also attended Head Start. Now I have a 3-year-old. It has helped me not have to pay for daycare, because I do have to pay daycare without any type of assistance from the state. It also has helped my 5-year-old continue her EIP services for speech, because once they become school age at the age of 3, they no longer can receive services in the home. So by her coming to Head Start, she's able to continue her services. Head Start, I really believe, gives your child a head start. I have seen it from the older kids. When they went to school, they were reading, writing their name, knew how to follow directions, had social skills. I can't imagine kids not being able to go to Head Start, because you see a lot of kids that learn things they shouldn't learn, and then here they're learning what they should learn.
With one of the lowest graduation rates in the state, the City of Buffalo's school system also faces daunting challenges. The Erie County CAO believes the answer lies in strategic partnerships and is collaborating with Buffalo Public Schools to help improve performance in persistently low-achieving schools and to improve and restore neighborhood schools through its Better School, Better Neighborhoods initiative.
Our mission statement is to promote the self-sufficiency of our youth through education. We have 13 programs in our department in which we offer K through 12. We're in 2 schools, which are low-performing schools, and we focus on math and reading. The goal is to help those schools get off the list, school in need of improvement for New York State. We also provide character development, youth development, conflict resolution skills, self-esteem, resume writing. We focus on a lot of games, recreation, and activities to give a holistic approach for the youth in Erie County, to expose them to things that they may have not seen in their neighborhoods, to unlock the potential in them that they don't know that they have, or maybe they know they have and they don't know how to pull it out of themselves. And that's what we're all about.
The CAO of Erie County knows that healthy communities are the foundation to breaking the cycle of poverty. Its many community services and programs work to connect parents, schools, block clubs, and businesses to ultimately build vital, thriving, and safe communities.
One of the ways CAO helps build a healthy and vital community here in Buffalo is through the Green Entrepreneurial Center here with our greenhouses and urban farms. We grow a wide variety of vegetables, we do some fruits, and we also raise fish to help lower the cost of food in the city of Buffalo. Through here we sell to restaurants and to the general public to help fund ourselves, and with that we're able to also donate food to our food bank here at CAO and to allow people to have fresh vegetables on a daily basis.
Well, one of the things that we do, we develop something called neighborhood advisory councils, and the neighborhood advisory councils pick up large catchment areas where there are large concentrations of low-income people and puts them onto an advisory board where they can develop themselves what they think their priorities and their interests are. Then we use that to be the platform how we design services to meet the needs of people in those areas. So again, by doing this, we get the low-income people to become the source of direction for how we meet their needs.
In today's uncertain economic times, community action agencies like Erie County's will continue to be an invaluable resource for thousands of low-income individuals and families. By never losing sight of its original mandate of citizen participation, the CAO of Erie County remains a place where each community member has an opportunity to not only change their life, but impact political, economic, and social change.
The War on Poverty movement was designed first to address this issue of citizen participation so that people felt like citizens in their own country. Then the way that that got, where flesh got put on that bone, so to speak, was that resources were mounted to help people to design services that met the needs that they themselves had identified were important for them in their own communities. And so we've never changed that model. Everything that we do in the Community Action Organization has a citizen participation, a citizen advisory board capacity. So we run 5 community centers around the county. Everyone has its own advisory board. Everything we do is designed in a way that the people who are being served are involved in developing the design, the policies, the regulations, the how-tos in what we do in order to meet their needs.
To find out more about Community Action Organization of Erie County, please visit www.caoec.org or call 716-881-5150.